All right, sir. What's your name?
Anthony Malo.
Okay, Mr. Malo, your first appearance is a little bit different from everyone else's because you're not charged with a crime in Georgia. It looks like you have some charges in a different state. So I'm going to read from you. I'm going to read a script for you. So I need you to pay special attention. Okay. And let me make sure I have the state correct. It looks like it's out of New Mexico. All right. All right. Mr. Malo, a fugitive warrant has been issued for your arrest. You do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County. You have been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you in New Mexico, and that state is requesting that you return to the answer for the charges of violation of a court order. In accordance with the laws of the state of Georgia, you are brought before me for an explanation of this proceeding. You have the right to contest the legality of this warrant and all extradition proceedings, or you may waive your right to extradition proceedings and voluntarily be returned to the state requesting your detention.
Coles go before you.
Before you inform me of whether or not you wish to waive extradition, let me explain to you the following rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If you desire to contest the legality of this extradition proceedings, then you must file or have filed on your behalf a writ of habeas corpus. You will be allowed a reasonable amount of time to file such writ. Okay. Whether extradition, you may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest the following things: whether extradition documents are in order on their face, whether you are charged with a crime in the demanding state, whether you are the person named in request for extradition, and whether you are in fact a fugitive. You cannot contest the issue of guilt or innocence in this state. If you are entitled, you are entitled to the advice of a lawyer in deciding whether you want to contest or waive extradition if you so desire. If you waive extradition, now listen carefully, if you choose to waive extradition, the state of New Mexico will have 30 days to come and get you. If New Mexico has not picked you up in 30 days, you will be released. So if you waive, they'd have 30 days. If you contest extradition and New Mexico is unable to extradite you within those 30 days, you may be committed to the county for an additional 60 days awaiting your extradition. So if you waive, they have 30 days. If you contest, they may have up to 90 days. Okay. Do you wish to waive extradition and be returned to New Mexico, or do you wish to have formal extradition proceedings?
I would like to talk with the lawyer, and I would like to go there as soon as possible.
Okay, well, that's kind of two different things, because talking to a lawyer means that I'm not going to say that you waived, right? But if you want to go there as quickly as possible, that means that you want to, well, quickly as possible could mean a couple of different things. So I guess my question to you is, if you want to speak to a lawyer, we can do that for sure. It may slow down things. I'm not saying that it will slow down things. I'm saying that it might, because, obviously we don't have a lawyer to speak with you right now. So you tell me how you want to proceed.
I was on my way to New Mexico, and I wasn't aware about this warrant.
No, I get that. I get that. And I don't have any control over that. I'm not saying that you're, again, it's not guilty or innocent or anything like that. But I looked at it and it looks like you do have some documents that New Mexico wants you, and they said that they'll come and get you. So the only question for you is, do you want to say, I voluntarily want to go back, hey, come and get me? Or do you want to say, hey, I don't think this is legit. I'm going to try to contest this.
No, I'm not contesting anything. I want to go. I'm okay.
Okay. I got it. Okay. In that case, then there's some paperwork that you need to sign. And then the sheriff's office will send it to me, and then I will sign it. And then once that's done, I don't know if the clock starts today or tomorrow, but they'll have 30 days to come and get you. If they don't get you within 30 days, then you're free to go. Okay? That's my understanding of the law.
And in the meantime, while you are processing that, can I talk to a lawyer?
I'm going to put on your application that I'm appointing you a lawyer. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Now, again, I don't have any control over when the public defender's office comes and when they don't come, but they're going to get this paperwork and they're going to know that you're here. Okay. So I can't, obviously guarantee you anything, but I am going to appoint a lawyer, and hopefully, I don't know what their process is when they see extradition paperwork, but hopefully they see this and they'll come to you very quickly.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions, sir?
No.
Okay, very good. Well, they'll get you that paperwork, and then once you sign it, they'll send it to me. I'll sign it, and then we'll get all that process for you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, what's your name, sir?
I know you know. Yeah, I know.
What's your name?
Tremaine Davis.
Okay, just ignore whatever's going on to your left or right. Just ignore that and let's just get through your stuff, okay? All right, Mr. Davis, I think you've got 4 or 5 co-defendants with you. I don't know if you heard me speak to the other gentleman, but you're charged 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of rioting in a penal institution, 1 count of inmate in possession of prohibited items. All of those are felonies. I'm not setting a bond on those charges. And your next court date is going to be on March the 25th for preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
A court-appointed attorney.
Okay, I will grant that request for you, Mr. Davis. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, next person.
All right. All right, what's your name, sir?
Johnson.
All right, Mr. Claude Johnson. You were charged with 4 felonies: aggravated battery, aggravated assault, riot in a penal institution, and inmate in possession of prohibited objects. I don't know if you heard what I told your co-defendants, but I'm not setting a bond on these charges at the moment. Your next court date is going to be on March the 25th. You have a bond hearing count. Well, you'll have a bond hearing date of March 29th. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court-appointed.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
Oh, we can't get no bond today.
Well, you're already locked up, and then you go and get in more trouble. So that tells me that you can't be out free because you're getting in trouble while you're in trouble. So why would I give you a bond?
But I ain't been convicted of no charge today though.
No, look, that's an argument for you to give to your lawyer. But when I'm looking at it, I'm just giving you my point of view, right? When I see somebody that's in custody and then they go and pick up more charges and there's enough evidence. I'm not saying you're guilty, but there's enough to continue the case going. I would not be doing the citizens of Clayton County a favor by granting bond. So you asked the question and I gave you the answer. Any other questions? All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, sir?
Jeremiah Jetson.
All right. You're a co-defendant to the gentleman that just walked away, to Mr. Johnson. Wait, are y'all brothers? Are y'all related by any chance?
Yeah, they're my nephew.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. The gentleman that just walked away is your nephew?
Nah, I'm just talking. This is a joke. It's just a joke.
Well,
oh, look, that old Judge.
well, that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, I've seen situations where, I went to school with an uncle and a niece. They were literally the exact same age. It's just somebody's parents had kids older. So I was like, all right, well, I take you at your word for it, Mr. Johnson. All right, sir. Well, I don't know if you heard what I told him, but I'm telling all of you guys the exact same thing. You're charged with 4 felonies, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of rioting in a penal institution, and 1 count of inmate in possession of prohibited items. I'm not setting a bond at this time. Your next court date is going to be on March the 25th. And then you'll have a bond hearing date on March the 29th if it's not resolved at your preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
One attorney.
Okay. Wait just a second. All right, Mr. Jeremiah Johnson, I will approve that request, and you appear to be a pretty sharp guy, pretty witty guy, and I would assume that you don't like being incarcerated. So I would encourage you, and you're young, so I would encourage that if you enjoy your freedom, again, people, I come across a lot of people. I was on the DA side of things. I was on the criminal defense side of things. And so, I see a lot of things of people your age, and, you start off like being very witty and being quick. That's a talent. You know what I mean? And you're wasting your talents getting involved in stuff like this. Now, I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm not saying that, but there's enough for the case to continue. And, when I come across people and they make an impression like, oh, you came up quick. Oh, that's my nephew. And then you're like, no, I'm just kidding. Like that shows that you're thinking, you got a good brain on you. So I would encourage you to get yourself right, get out of there and make something of your life, because you can still do that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
What's up, man?
All right. Let's see. What's your name, sir?
Devon Matthews.
All right, Mr. Matthews, you're a co-defendant to Mr. Johnson and Mr. Johnson. You're younger than them. Oh, wait. Yeah, they were born in 2001. You were born in 2003. You guys are too young for this, man. Y'all are way too young. Way too young for this. All right, Mr. Matthews, you're charged with 4 felonies, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of rioting in a penal institution, 1 count of inmate in possession of prohibited objects. I'm not going to set a bond at this time. Your next court date is going to be on March the 25th, and you'll have a bond hearing date on March 29th if it's not resolved at the preliminary hearing. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I'd get a pro bono lawyer because I understand. I've been here long enough to know that you saying you're gonna give me a court appointed is the same that everybody else public defender, which they're not gonna really run my case. Every time I come to court, I get continued. I need a pro bono lawyer. I don't need the same lawyer that everybody else get, please.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Matthews. I don't control what lawyer you get, right? So the way that it works is you have the public defender's office who represent people who cannot afford a lawyer. If there is a conflict, meaning you have, I think, 4 or 5 co-defendants. So the public defender's office, they can't represent all of you. So they have to find lawyers to represent y'all. And so I don't know that process. I mean, I know it, but I don't know that process. So unfortunately, I can't control what lawyer that they give you. The only thing I can tell you is, it's tough. I get it. You probably don't have a lot of resources in there and a lot of communication and stuff, but you just have to be diligent in not get yourself in trouble and don't associate with people who are going to get you in trouble. And then B, make the most of your time when you do have a lawyer. Sometimes lawyers, they give you information that you don't want to hear, but again, the whole criminal process isn't very fast moving. It's a very slow process. And sometimes that's a good thing. And sometimes that's a bad thing. I'm sure for you being in there, you're probably like, yo, I want this to move quickly. You want it to be a fast thing. But keep in mind, it's not always up to the lawyers to make that happen. You have judges, you have law enforcement, you have prosecutors. There's a lot of people involved that you can't control and that your lawyer can't control. It doesn't matter if you've got the ghost of Johnny Cochran defending you. There's only so much your lawyer can particularly do, okay? So I am going to grant you a court-appointed attorney. I don't know if that'll be someone from the conflict list or if it will be from the actual public defenders list. But just make the most of it when you have their attention, okay?
I got another thing. Who's the victim and what officer was on the report?
Officer Q Williams was the officer that swore out the warrants.
Williams?
Q Williams.
Q Williams.
Yes, and then the one listed in the warrant is a Mr. James Roddy. Now, normally in these situations, you may not even know who that is. I would have a stay away provision, but I would think that the jail would do a good job of not mixing you guys in with Mr. Roddy. And again, I'm not saying that you're guilty of doing anything, but be mindful. Just don't associate yourself with people who are going to get you in trouble. Don't get yourself in trouble. Let this process play out. And, you know, you're still a young man. You're really young. You got enough time to do something good with yourself. Okay.
Yes, I appreciate you, Father.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Matthews. All right.
1 second, Judge.
No problem.
You getting Mr. Vu, he's been a problem.
I understand. All right. What's your name, sir?
Hey, my name is Tomy Vu.
All right, Mr. Vu, give me just 3 minutes of your time or less, and we'll get you on your way, okay?
All right, are you what's your name, sir? Your judge name?
Judge Daniel Nagel, that's my name. All right. All right. Mr. Vu, you are charged with one misdemeanor attempt, one count of criminal attempt, one count of obstruction, and one count of
What? Can you please clearly go over what charges specifically? Because one count of criminal intent is nothing, but like specific charge, like because when I was originally arrested for was I was just trying to call for help and I was just being erratic.
Hey, Mr. Vu, do me a favor. Shh, stop talking.
Yes.
Do me a favor. All right. I'm the one that's leading this proceeding, okay?
Yes.
If you have a question, let me go through everything, and then I will give you an opportunity to ask your question. All right. Now I'm going to answer the question you initially asked, but do us all a favor, because you see those deputies all around you?
Yes, sir.
They're not going to allow you to speak over me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. You talk to me good. I talk to you good. So you are charged with you are charged with one count of criminal attempt. It looks like of entering auto. That's the criminal attempt. Okay.
Oh.
So hold on. Shh. Hey.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I understand. Listen, you may not be used to this, which is a good thing. If you're not used to this, you probably have a lot of questions. There's probably a ton of things going through your brain. You may have a lot of defenses, but this is being recorded. So anything that you say could be used against you later on. So I tell people to save it between themselves, their lawyer, and if they believe in a higher being, you keep it between those three. Okay. Don't say anything that's going to mess your case up in the future. All right. Now, you are charged with one count of criminal attempt, one misdemeanor count of obstruction, and one misdemeanor count of loitering or prowling. You may have defenses to those charges. Cool. Save it for your lawyer. Save it for later on down the road. The good news for you, Mr. Vu, is I am going to grant a bond on all of your charges. On the criminal attempt, the bond is going to be $1,000. The obstruction is $1,000, and the loitering is $1,000. So your total bond, sir, is $3,000.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to do a stay away provision from anywhere because I don't know if this is a business or a residence. I assume it's a business, but don't answer that. The only special condition of your bond is just don't get yourself in any more trouble.
Yes,
Now,
sir. Of course.
You do have the right to hire an attorney or be considered for a court appointed attorney. How would you like to proceed with
Hire
an
attorney?
All right. Do you know who you are going to hire or not yet?
Oh, my dad knows a lawyer. I was
Okay, that's fine. That's it. I don't need nothing else.
Yes.
All right. Now, your next court date, Mr. Vu, is going to be on March the 26th. However, if you bond out of jail, you do not have to appear for that court date. Okay. So just make sure that your address is correct with the sheriff's department and with the clerk's office. All right. Now, you have an opportunity to ask me questions, but don't ask me about the facts of your case. Do you have any questions?
Of course. You're a judge. I mean, why would I ask about my facts of my own case? I mean,
Yes.
that's just disrespectful to you and the work that you do. So
Okay,
I'm just gonna
very good.
ask, what did I use to break into the car? Did I even break into the car or not? I mean, that's what I was asking.
I got you. Well, Mr. Vu, that goes to the facts of your case, and I can't discuss that with you. I can only tell you that you're charged with criminal attempt, and then
Yes,
you
sir.
will get the answer to that question at a later proceeding with a
Gotcha.
different judge. All
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, of course. So I mean, that's just
I got you. All
my
right. Well,
apologies.
look,
Yeah.
any other questions that's not related to why you're charged or how you're charged? Any other questions?
Well, do you mind if I ask why I haven't be able to make a phone call to my dad to call a lawyer? How am I supposed to call a lawyer if I can't call my dad? Like,
I got
if do you mind if you can call my dad, because that's not the facts of the case.
Okay.
So,
Well, listen to me.
can you
Listen.
write
Listen.
down?
Listen.
You don't mind? You don't mind if you can write
Listen.
down my dad's phone number? I mean, you have a pen right there.
Be quiet. Listen. I don't control the sheriff's office.
Okay.
I
Of course.
can only do this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you this. Your bond is $3,000. Good luck to you, Mr. Vu.
All right.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Oh, you're welcome.
Mr. Walker. I don't know if you heard what I told your co-defendants. But anyway, you are charged with 4 felonies, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of rioting in a penal institution, and 1 count of giving or inmate in possession of prohibited objects. Not setting a bond on any of those charges at this time. Your next court date is going to be on March the 25th. You do have the right to hire a lawyer or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do? Okay. All right. Mr. Walker, do you have any questions? Oh, do you have any questions? I got a delay.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Walker. All right. Well, good luck to you, sir. All right. You should be Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Williams, you look super young. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. How old are you?
17.
Were you in the youth place, or were you in 91, or were you at the sheriff's office when this happened? The jail on Terra Boulevard?
What you mean?
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase my question. This incident, what these charges are about is from when you were already in the sheriff's in the jail on February the 22nd. So you were already locked up, correct?
Yes, sir.
I got you. Oh man, Mr. Williams, you're way too young for this. I think you're the youngest one out of everybody who got charged.
No, I need this bond. I'm trying to go back to juvenile. Handle my other case. I got a kid out there. My kid got cancer. I gotta hurry up and get out. I got responsibility. I ain't
sure do.
charged. They ain't seen me on the camera. They seen me on the camera.
Whoa. You're saying way too much. Way too much. I'm not your lawyer, but you will get a lawyer and you will tell them that. But don't tell it to me, because guess what? This is being recorded. So you give away your strategy. Now the DA's office is going to know, all right, well, he thinks this and we got that. Now we're going to go look into it. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. And as young as you are and as many responsibilities as you have, I have a responsibility too. And sometimes my responsibility doesn't really mesh or line up with someone in your position. And I don't like it. I don't like that, but I've got to do what I've got to do, right? So you're charged with 4 counts, all felonies, 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of rioting in a penal institution, 1 count of inmate in possession of prohibited items. I'm not setting a bond on those charges right now. Your next court date is going to be on March the 25th for your preliminary hearing. Now, you do have the right to hire your own attorney or be considered for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I need a public defender.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, I will grant that request. And I told some of your co-defendants, oh, well, he's gone. All right, good luck to you.